Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another movie review. This is my Roma movie review. I saw this movie maybe 3 weeks ago in theaters. I didn't know it was actually available on Netflix till after the fact. I went to this very specialized kind of artsy-fartsy theater in the area where I live. Yeah, why am I looking at the ground? I don't know. Anyways, this movie is directed by Alfonso Cuarón, which I think is a lock for Best Director. Again, at this point, the nominations have come out. I'm very disappointed that Bradley Cooper did not get nominated for Best Director. I think he would have been the only one to really give competition to Alfonso Cuarón. A lot of the other directors, like Spike Lee, which I like Spike Lee half the time. He's the only other one of prominence that actually comes to mind. The other directors, I can't even remember who it was. So I think Alfonso Cuarón is a lock for Best Director. And I think Yalitza Aparicio, she's nominated. I'd like to see her win. However, I have not seen a lot of the other female-led performances. I'm going to go try and see those movies this weekend. I think Amy Adams is up for one. She might be due. I've heard Glenn Close, her movie, I can't remember what it was called. She might be getting one. This movie's also nominated for Best Picture. A lot of people think it's the front runner. I don't know. I have to think about that yet. I will be making an Oscar predictions video later. This movie takes place over the course of a year in the life of a middle-class family in Mexico City in the 1970s. It's very interesting, the parallel about like how a lot of the indigenous people down there versus the children of the conquistadors. One is pretty much a servant class to the other, is what it suggests. I'm not Mexican. My family's not from Mexico. I don't know how it works, but from what I've gathered and what I've seen from people who have moved here, who have families from there, quite often down there, from what I hear, there's this sort of unspoken kind of classist belief, even within the own family, where like the lighter your skin, the higher up in class people think you are, and the darker you are, the more indigenous looking you are, the lower you've got more obstacles against you. So a lot of them, when they come over to the United States, seem to want to act sanctimonious, yet they do the same exact thing, and I think that's just a problem with humanity in general. I don't know if it goes back to the Crusades and the Moors, but it's something I've experienced, especially growing up in the Latino community. Being kind of darker skinned myself, I can relate to that, and I've seen it, and I've seen these, more fair Latinos kind of have this thing where, how dare I, so I understand. I understand this movie. There's a lot of deep themes, and it is heavy. If I had to describe this movie in a word, it is heavy. You got to be emotionally ready to see. There is some, wow. There's a couple scenes that were just like, they can shake you to your core. And at one point, somebody was crying really hard in the theater, like that. So be prepared for that. Get yourself emotionally ready. It may win Best Picture. I don't know if I wanted to. Again, I'll put that in my movie theater. I don't know if it's. I'll put that in my movie theater. I'll put that in my predictions video. I would say, watch this movie. It's on Netflix. Netflix actually, I think, got 10 or 11 nominations this year, so things are changing, and I'm glad. The Academy, I think a lot of it is a result of a push for more diversity within the Academy, and not so much ethnically, but age-wise. I think there was this perception that it's a lot of old people, that they only like the old traditional, kind of like, I don't know, they seem to have a bias towards streaming. And so Roma, again, was released in theaters just so I could get to meet the qualifications or requirements to get nominated by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts. It is a great film. I hardly recommend seeing it, but just beware, it's got a lot of heavy stuff in it. It is a little slow, though. There's one sequence in particular. I remember I did think, okay, what time is it? There was a whole sequence that I think could have been cut out. It's a beautiful scene. I also think this movie, I don't know if it's nominated for cinematography, but it should be. If it's not, it's a contender for that. Again, I got to look at those nominees. I pretty much, the only nominees I've really looked at are the big five, the four actor categories and the best picture. I haven't even looked at what screenplay or cinematography nominations there are. So I think this should get a cinematography nomination if it's not already nominated. Again, I haven't scrubbed those. On the Star Strider scale, I'd give this movie an 83. It's a great film. It's in black and white, so be prepared for that. If you're one of these, in black and white, it's an artsy movie. It's definitely Oscar bait, as you would say. Alfonso Cuarón is just, he's got no competition this year for Best Director. It's like everybody took this year off or something. There's just no, he's head and shoulders above the rest. If he doesn't get it, this will be a second one. I think, I always forget. I get him and Inarritu mixed up. Like, which one did Alfonso Cuarón win for? I know one got Birdman, there was Gravity, and then I can't remember what the other one was. But he's got one. This will be a second Oscar. I don't know how long he's been around. I didn't really hear about him until, I think he was the one that Sean Penn was like, oh, call immigration or whatever. And oh, there was controversy. Anyway, yeah, that's what and go watch it if you can. There's been a lot of really good stuff from Netflix recently. And they have recently been accepted into the motion picture, the MPAA. So now they're recognized as an official studio. So things are changing. Things are changing. Our movie's going to be released at home now. Who knows? Anyways, let me know what you guys thought. Like and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. Okay, bye. Commander signing out. Bye.